Hey, hey, Tampa Bay, it's Denise OBerry. I hope you're having a great day today. It is a rainy day here in Tampa Bay, and I'd like to welcome all of you from the Tampa Bay area and around the world. If you're watching me live, please make sure and put a note in the comments. Let me know that you're here because I'd love to say hello to you. If you're watching the replay, then welcome to you too, and I'm happy for you to leave a comment. I love to see your comments. You might have some questions throughout this session today, so make sure you leave them in the comments, whether you're watching live or on the replay, and I'll make sure I get back to them. Now, today we're going to talk about one of my very favorite subjects. You might say I have a love-hate relationship with this subject, only because how it's approached online. And what I'm going to talk about today is the 3 biggest mistakes that people make when they're hiring a contractor. You can call this outsourcing, you can call it hiring a VA, which is where my love-hate relationship starts, because I believe that we should banish the title VA or virtual assistant from the world, because everybody's a virtual assistant these days. Everybody who's on Facebook and in business is a virtual assistant, but they don't all do the same thing. And that's where the mistakes come in. So I want to talk about those 3 biggest mistakes today. I see them repeated over and over and over again. So first of all, let's talk about mistake number 1 that people make. And that is the most common. It is putting out a call to whatever groups they're in, or on their Facebook page, or on their Facebook profile for help. And what they'll do is they'll be really, really general in their requirements. They put a shout out and say they need a VA. And of course, we all know there's a gazillion types of VAs. There's people who are copywriters, designers, project managers, social media strategists, social media managers, oh gosh, all sorts of other types of people, project managers. So everybody is a virtual assistant these days. They help you in your business and they work virtually. So be really careful when you're putting a shout out for help, for virtual help, or from contractors. So here's what happens when you put out a general call for virtual help. You'll get tons and tons and tons and tons of disqualified people. And then you'll have to slog through all of it. You'll be ready to pull your hair out because you've got so many applications and so many of them aren't the kind of people that you're looking for. Then what you'll do is you'll throw your hands up in disgust and say, you know what? This outsourcing thing just isn't for me. Trust me, I have seen it way too many times. And the problem isn't that outsourcing isn't the thing for you. It can be a really good thing for you to help you grow your business. But it all starts with you. If you don't know what you want and can't identify that in specific terms, then that's where the problem lies. Let me give you a few examples. I see them every single day posted online. I'm going to read these to you. I have 3 different examples. The first one, hi everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I'm looking for some referrals for virtual assistants that you've worked with in the past and had a great experience. Thanks in advance. Here's the next one. Okay, I think it's time to start considering hiring a VA. I would prefer someone in the US. What is the going rate? Any recommendations? And now here's the third one. This one was written in a particularly clever way, but it's just as ineffective as the first 2. Are you a virtual unicorn just dying to let your glitter and rainbow colored magic shine? Well, your time is now. We're looking for a virtual unicorn who can take direction easily and make magic happen behind the scenes. We're asking for recommendations only at this time. If you're recommended, please fill out the application below. And if you know someone who brings the glitter and sparkle and spreads it everywhere on your team, tag them below so we can get to know them. Okay, so that's cute. But have you ever met any unicorns in your life? Now, we all wish we'd met some unicorns, much less a person that's a virtual unicorn. What the heck do they mean? Spread your glitter. What are the requirements for this position? I have no clue. And it's the same thing with the first two. Those are general questions. Who do you know that's a virtual assistant? Well, good God, I know hundreds of virtual assistants, and I bet you do too. But we don't know, number one, what kind of business these people are in who are asking the question. And number two, what kind of help they need because they haven't told us. So that is the hugest mistake. And these folks, these three folks, and the many, many other calls for help that I see online every single day, those people are going to be sorely disappointed. So that is major mistake number one. Don't make it. You need to be specific in your job request. What are you looking for? What type of skills do you want? What kind of other requirements come with the position? If you can identify what you're looking for as closely as possible, then you're likely to get much better response to your request, and you're going to find somebody that you can work with. So let's talk about then mistake number two. And that's expecting people to be a rock star unicorn and then paying them peanuts. You cannot have it both ways. It's important to remember that when you're contracting out help, outsourcing it to someone, the people that you're outsourcing it to are business owners. Those business owners have business costs. They have to pay their salary. They have to pay their taxes. They have to pay their business expenses that come along with having a business presence online. So there's things that they have to pay, unlike somebody that you hire as an employee. Now that means that paying somebody $15 an hour just isn't going to cut it. Frankly, I had a pretty heated discussion with someone one day about a $15 an hour rate. This particular person had, I kid you not, a 2-page list of responsibilities for an assistant that they wanted them to do. Number one, the list was ridiculous. Trying to get somebody with all of those skills was truly going to be difficult. And she felt that she was paying them a really great amount just by offering them $15 an hour. Couldn't change her mind, so we just agreed to disagree. But think about that. When you're contracting out work, when you're outsourcing, this person that you're outsourcing to is a business owner. They have to make a living wage too, just like you do. Okay, and another thing is those advertisements. This one was a real killer for me. It was a glorious advertisement for help. It was very, very specific in what the responsibilities are. It went on and on about the business being in business for quite some time, that they were stable, they were a 7-figure business, blah, 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 blah. And then at the very end, it said the rate they were willing to pay for a person to help them do all this laundry list of things was $15 an hour. Folks, something doesn't work right here. If you want to get good help, you need to be willing to pay for it. Now, I realize when you're first starting out, it's a little bit tough, but you need to remember you do get what you pay for. So, and remember that those people are going to help you grow your business. They're going to contribute to your bottom line. So you need to make sure and pay them what they're worth. All right, and last, and this is really, really important, and many, many people don't address this issue, and that is hire for culture and train for skill. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but this is a really great mantra when you're bringing a new person in on your team. that's going to be doing work for your company. You need to make sure that they have the right values that your company embodies. You need to make sure that you and that person are a good fit, because you're going to be communicating normally virtually, and that's a much bigger challenge than communicating in person. So you want to make sure that they're a good fit culturally with your company. They could have every single skill that you've listed on your request and not fit with your values, and I would tell them, nope, sorry, not hired here. If they have some of the things on your list or a start of some of the things on your list and they're a super great match for you culturally, I'd hire them in a second, because they're going to serve your business better and they're going to serve your business better. So those are the top 3 mistakes that most people make when they hire to outsource to an assistant, a virtual assistant of some sort. And that is the 3 things that I have for you today. Now, looking at the comments, oh, Yolanda, thank you so much for showing up. She's made a really, really excellent point here. She says the client doesn't set the pay. A virtual assistant is a business owner and they set their own rates and packages. And that is so true. They are the ones who are going to tell you what they want to make in order to serve you properly. So you need to be willing to go ahead and accept that or move on to the next person. But like I said, you need to pay them a living wage. And Yolanda loves the hire for culture, train for skill too. Yolanda and I think a lot alike in that category. She and I have a tendency to comment on a lot of different posts across the interwebs on people that are looking for outsourced help. So those are my 3 biggest mistakes that I'm going to share with you for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, the biggest mistake you make is being too general in your job description, not paying people the money that you should. And the third one is make sure that you don't just hire for skills, hire for culture. That's the most important thing. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.